Hey, it's John Spain here, and I wanted to give a quick overview of an amazing piece of software, video editing software called CapCut. Now, I've been using this for a little while, and I'm by no means an expert, but I've picked up a few things really quickly because it's really simple to use. And you can download the app like I've done to my Mac, or you can do it to a PC. And you can also do it on a mobile phone, or you can do it via its website. So whichever way is best for you, but I have found that actually using the apps offers just a few more features than the website or the phone one does. But anyway, we'll do a quick overview and let you have a look what I've been doing. And if you'd like to know more, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and just ask. Right, so we'll do a quick screen share. Okay, so this is the CapCut opening screen, and these are some of the projects that I've done in the past. And so we're going to create a brand new project. And there we are, we're on the screen. Pop that up there. Perhaps over there. Okay. So these are all your controls. And of course, the first thing we need to do is bring in a piece of video content that we've already created. And I would recommend that you perhaps use your cell phone for that. And particularly if you're doing it for the likes of YouTube Shorts or Reels or TikTok or something like that, generally you record the stuff on your cell phone or mobile, and you tend to have it in portrait mode. So I'll be focusing on that initially. So if I bring in a piece of video, here's what I'd done earlier. Now it's here, but if I click on it, you'll see there's a little plus button. If I click on that, that will bring it down here, which is our editing window. Now that's really short there, but I can expand that right out. So I've got more control of what I'm doing with it. Now, this is the physical video, but if you look at these little white lines down the bottom here, this is the audio track. So this one has an audio track on it already. And if I quickly hit that, is it time to adjust your filter? Okay, so that's me talking. Now, you'll notice down here that there's a blank gap there. So it took me a little while before I started to speak. Now, this little slider here, this is always how you select where you want to be. You can move it somewhere else and then just play from there if you want to. Oh, there you go. But if I come back here and I just click it just before I start to talk, and you can expand this a bit if you find that a little bit harder to find so you can see it a bit clearer. So let me say bring it there. Now this here allows you to split. So if I do a split, you can see now I have a section there and I have a section there, and that section has no speaking in it, so I could just hit the delete button and get rid of it. So if we go back to the start now, is it time to adjust? So there you go. You're talking straight away. And remember, when you're doing these, particularly for shorts and that kind of stuff, where you only have, 60 seconds, you need to be selective. So if you need to trim your clip up, then you can use that to do so. You can also use that to take sections out or tweak sections and that kind of thing. Now, one of the things which so many people use these days to get attention, because you want these, you only have someone's interest for a really short time. So you want something here which is going to get them to watch the entire thing through. And one benefit or one way to help with that is using captions. So if you come up to text here, and you can see auto captions, choose the language you want them in, and hit create. And as quickly as that, now we have all the captions. So if I just play that quickly, is it time to adjust you'll see here, here's your caption. Now I know that's really hard to read, but if we come here and click on that, it's selecting just that caption. Now something to think about is we can also bring them into bubbles and effects and all kinds of trendy things. But at this stage, I'm just going to stick to basic. Apply to all means that whatever you're doing here and setting up now will apply to all the bubbles, and you want it to do that, certainly initially. You can also here edit any of this if you want to. Remember, the system is very, very complex and very, very clever, but every now and again, particularly if you slur some of your speech or something like that, it may have an incorrect word in here. So just make sure you go through and read everything so that the right words are what you want. Now you can choose the font here. Just come down and choose something you like. Perhaps we'll choose that one, for example, and we may want to increase the size. So we'll make that a little bit bigger. So now it's a lot bigger, and you've applied that to each one of these. So if I came up to this one, clicked on it, you'd see now that's in that font too. Still a little bit hard to see. Also, you can choose where you want it just by dragging it around the screen. That blue line that's popping in, that tells me I've got it center. And if I moved it here, you'd see another, there you go. That would be centered horizontally and vertically, which obviously you don't want for this kind of video, but we'll bring it down and we'll center it down here anyway. Now you can change the colors. You might decide that you wanted it in red or a different color. Still perhaps not perfect, but as I say, you can change all the colors down there. Now, another great feature is you can manipulate the way the text looks. You may, for example, that might be a lot clearer to have a yellow background and black writing. You can also over here, you can do it in black and white, which is always easy to read. Now, something else that you may want, as I mentioned here, you can tweak any of the text. So let's choose that again. You may, for example, want that to have a capital letter. So you could just change it that way. You could even just, now remember, this is applying it to everyone. So now everyone will, and not everyone will have a capital letter, that one will, but each one is now in that same font. Come along here and change the, we wanted to. Also just run through and have a little look and see how they sit. See that, for example, you may decide on that one there, just click on that. You may want to edit that, hit the return key, and now we just change the way the words are displayed. So just run through these and have a little look and see you're happy. And as I mentioned, just double check that the actual text is the text that you want. Now, if we decided we wanted to change just one of them, we could untick the apply to all, choose it, and then we might decide for that one, we want to add impact or something like that. And so we could just tweak that one. And likewise, we could even just come along and decide that we just wanted to choose one word. We might want to give that word impact. So we could come along and just change that one word. Oh, I'll change part of that word. Just that word to have impact if we wanted to. And so if we just came back to here,
never comes my way, I'm never going to have any luck, then you filter.
There you go. So you've tweaked that just for that one clip. So just remember, untick that if you're just adjusting one. Likewise, if we wanted to add some stickers, we could bring in, say there was a, just for a bit of impact, we wanted to point at something and add an
never
arrow.
Comes my
we could
way.
pop an arrow there.
I'm never going to have any.
Pop that in. Now that's where the arrow will appear. So if we come to the start over here, let's run, or come back a bit.
Never
Run
win
down
anything. Nothing decent ever comes my way.
There we go. So we've just made a bit of an impact there with a bit of an arrow. We could move that along if we wanted to. If it was going to be too long, we could shorten it. So you have complete control of all these different things. You don't want to go overboard, but again, if you want to add attention to something and just liven things up a bit, you've got all these amazing opportunities to do that. Now, another thing which can be really handy and just add another layer to your video is adding a soundtrack. And you've got a whole lot to choose from, literally hundreds to choose from. And if you want to listen to any of them, you just click on it. There you go. And once you find one you like, if you want to add it in, just hit the plus button and it will appear. Now it appears where that is. Of course, we don't want it to appear there. We want it to go right to the start. And we may even want to edit that out, just split it there to bring that soundtrack in at the start as we did with the video. We could just split that there, click onto that, delete it, drag that over. And if we move through we'll notice now that this is a little bit longer than the rest of the audio, so we can just drag that along. So now the video and the audio all fit in. And if we play that, the only problem with that is that the audio seems to overcome this, take over the speaking. So we can just come to the volume of the audio. See, we've got the audio selected. And we can just drag that back a little bit. See how that goes.
Well, you see what your subconscious mind.
Perhaps it's still a little bit much.
And here's from your thoughts is what manifests.
There you go. So within a very short time, you now have brought a video clip in, you've added captions, you've added a few little features with captions or a few little things to attract attention to people, and you've even added a soundtrack. And, you know, all that was done very easily and very quickly. Once you have played around and you're happy with the production that you have achieved, just come up to export and you can give your production a name, call it something that, you know, relates to that particular clip. And also you can choose here where you want it on your PC to be stored. So that's really handy. So you can find it again and just hit export. And in a very short time, that's fine for this test. Hit the export button. And as you can see, it's really quick. It saves things really quickly. And so now you'll have that video stored on your PC and you can upload that to anywhere you want to use it. As simple as that. Okay, so I'm now going to do another project. But this time I'm going to do it with a piece of software, a video which I didn't produce myself. I actually found it. If I quickly go to the browser, move that little window along. This is a website called Pixels, and it allows you to have a whole lot of copyright-free videos and still pictures that you can use. This happens to be nature videos, but it could be anything you like. And you can just drag over them and you can see what they look like. And, you know, they can be this amazing photography in here. And if you want to, and it's nice to do so, you can give a donation to the person who went to the trouble of doing this for you. But that's just somewhere you can go to download something. And you can see I've got one here already, which I've used before. And pop that in. And again, add the plus button. It'll bring it down here. Enlarge it if I want to. Now you can see this one doesn't have a soundtrack. So you can literally add anything you want to it. You can just bring in audio if you like, if that's what you want to do. But something you can also do is a voiceover. So if you had a particular message you wanted to get across or something like that, you can read it out yourself. So we can just add record. And once we hit the record button, we'll have a little countdown timer and then we're good to go. Okay, so this is an opportunity for me to give a demonstration of CapCut's voiceover feature. You can see the soundtrack building here down the bottom of the screen. You can see as I speak, my words are shown in this little display. And that will last as long as I talk. Once I've finished with my message, I hit the stop button and there you go. You could record another one if you want to, or you can just stop it there. And if I take it back now. Okay, so this is an opportunity for me to give a demonstration of, there you go. So now you've added voiceover to your video. Bring the video in line with the voiceover, so it's same length. And you're told up here how long that is. And you're good to go if you wanted to add audio to that, audio music to that. Again, just add music and that'll pop down the bottom. And again, there you've got a clip, you've got captions. Well, we can easily, just as we added captions to the first one, now that we've got captions here, we can come up to text, auto captions. And now you'll have the captions for the words that you said. Okay, so this is an opportunity for me. So there you go, as simple as that. And as I mentioned, you can also add an audio background if you want to as well. So just another quick tool to bring in some other person's video if you'd like to do that as well. Okay, so I'm going to do one other quick project. And this time I'm going to bring in a clip, but I'm going to bring in a landscape clip. So obviously if we play that, that's landscape, which is awesome. But if we wanted to do this for, say, a reel or TikTok or something like that, and you wanted that portrait, if we come here, we'll just bring that in, and we can see ratio. And if we click on that, we'd want, and it shows you the different ratios here. Now 9:16 is ideal for portrait. So you can see what it's going to do is it's going to shrink it to fit. And obviously we don't want that because we're going to have a great big black bit here and a great big black bit here. But if we click on it, we can expand it to fit the gap. We can position it a bit. Blow that up. Put that there. And now we have another clip done on portrait. And we can reposition that. If we wanted to, we could split it there and then move it slightly back again and all this kind of stuff. So there's a way of, if you happen to have a video clip which is a landscape and you want to bring it and change it into a different ratio, it's as simple as that. So there it is. I hope you've enjoyed this quick overview of CapCut. If you have any questions about anything you've seen, don't hesitate to ask, and give it a go. You know, it's a free piece of software which you don't get very often these days, and in a very short time you can do some quite amazing stuff with it. So give it a go and share some of the things you've done. It would be really great to see them. You have a great day. Bye now.